Us Now and YesFinanciallyFree.com. And we are live at 5 a.m. every day doing our gratitude practice and our peace challenge. We are on day 16 of our 64-day peace challenge and financial freedom affirmations and our financial freedom visualization. So a little bit about myself. My name is May Doldala. I live in Waikiki with my husband Jamal, our 12-year-old son Jordan, and my mom. Back in 2011, I had over $30,000 of credit card debts, line of credit debts. Second time I got into a lot of debt. Had a lot of credit card debts, consolidated it into one loan, and then got into debt again with the loan. And then I stopped using credit cards, paid it off by April 2016, improved our family's net worth by about $500,000. We're making almost $500 a month in passive income, and I quit my job. December 23rd, 2016 was my last day working at a local bank here in Hawaii. And I started coaching clients to do what I did, which was pay off debt, increase net worth, create passive income. So thank you for being here. I'm going to start with, and also I never owned property, never had. So I started buying property during I started training people in what I call Finance Freedom Mastermind program. So I started buying property. We bought our first property together in 2017. It was a really small condo, 500 square feet in Waikiki. We moved in, just me, my husband, and my son. He was 4 years old at the time. And then in 2018, we bought our second condo in the same building. It was an Airbnb business, which we're still running as an Airbnb business today. And then in 2019, we sold the first condo and bought this condo, which is a 3-bedroom. So it's about 990 square feet. So almost twice the size. And we've been living here since 2019. So that's my story quickly in a nutshell. And now we're going to begin our practice. So the first thing I do is I say thank you for a minute. So you can do it with me, yeah? Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching the replay. Thank you for YouTube and the internet. Thank you for a Sunday. Thank you that I woke up this morning. Thank you that I could give Jamal a ride to work when it was so cold and rainy outside, and I gave him a ride, and I'm really happy I could do that. Thank you that I wake up when he wakes up at 3:40 in the morning. Thank you. Thank you for the ability to wake up so early. Thank you. Thank you that I have the discipline to be here at 5 a.m. every day, even on a Sunday. Thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you. Thank you for the increased productivity. Thank you for my life. Thank you for the rain. Thank you for water, rainwater. Thank you for fresh air and fresh water. Thank you for our lives. Thank you for my life. Thank you for my breath. Thank you for the monks who are marching from Fort Worth, Texas to Washington, D.C. Thank you. Thank you for being on live and letting us watch your talks. Thank you so much for your influence, your guidance. Thank you for being such a role model for everyone. Thank you for giving us a peace practice. Thank you for my health. Thank you that I can help others. Thank you that I'm alive and I'm breathing and that I have skin and I feel happy. All right. Okay, let's do our peace practice now. So the venerable monks are marching from Fort Worth, Texas to Washington, D.C., and they are already on 106th day of their walk. I started actually following them and listening to their talks on January 15th. And then today is day number 16, I think. Yeah, 16 of my practice. So I'm going to show you, this is a blog, YesFinanciallyFree.com. Hi guys, welcome to the live. Thanks for being on. You can see replays of past lives I've done here. See, day 15 yesterday. Today's day 16 of my 64-day peace challenge, all right? So I've been doing the peace practice from the monks who have been marching from Washington, D.C., from Fort Worth, Texas to Washington, D.C. I've been doing this peace practice as an online peace challenge. This is my 16th day of doing it, so welcome and join in, yeah? 64 days is to create a new habit. And so if you're interested in joining in my email list, if you go to YesFinanciallyFree.com, you get a free ebook, Working Parents Guide to Financial Freedom. All you have to do is put your first name, email, and hit yes, and you're on my email list. And you can also do it at the Contact Us page, and you still get the free ebook, Working Parents Guide to Financial Freedom, sent directly to your inbox. It's taking a little while to load. There it is, Contact Us. And as you can see right here, free book, Working Parents Guide to Financial Freedom. So it's an email book. You just do that. It's free. You can obviously subscribe, unsubscribe to my email list anytime. If it's in your spam, check. If you don't get it right away, check your spam folder. If you still don't get it right away, change your email. I've noticed people with Yahoo don't get it and sometimes. And so Gmail's better, or some other email service is better, okay? So check that out. It's free, and my email list is great. I send out really good trainings. I had a training on how to make passive income with preferred stocks to my email list last month. So my email list gets the goods, all right? So check it out. All right, so we're going to do our peace practice. If you're following the monks, they give us 2 things to do every day to create peace in our lives. Peace, happiness, loving kindness, and compassion. And it's been working for me, so why don't you try it if you like? All you do first is write, today is going to be my peaceful day, and then read it in your mind a few times, and then say it out loud. Today is going to be my peaceful day. And then nobody can mess it up for you except you. You've told it to the universe, today is going to be my peaceful day. So that's the first step. It's really easy. So if you haven't done it already, get a piece of paper and do the first step. Really simple. Next step is the mindfulness practice. So we're going to do that together. Okay? All right, so he says to do this 1 hour before bed. I'm still working on that. I'm a work in progress, yeah. I do it before I go to bed, but I haven't made it to a whole hour. Thanks for the being on. I appreciate you guys. So here we go. All you do is breathe in and breathe out, all right? And then you focus on your breath right here. When you breathe in, you can count 1, or you can say in. When you breathe out, you can count 2 or say out. If you're counting, it's supposed to help keep your mind occupied, because if you don't do anything with your mind, your mind wanders when you do this exercise. If you start thinking of thoughts, random thoughts, just focus on the thought, say thought, and then come back to your breathing. Just acknowledge your thought, okay, I see you, and then come back. Yeah, I'm not going to chase the thought or follow it and have more thoughts about it. I'm just going to come back to my breathing. Come back to the present moment. If you have feelings, he says beginner monks, they have itchy. It feels like there's bugs crawling on their face. He said, don't scratch your face, there's no bugs. It's just these feelings and sensations, numbness or pain or itchiness, or you start feeling things in your body. Just say feeling, and come back to your breathing. If you hear sounds, just say sound, and come back to your breathing. And if you're going to do the breathing in, out, just say in and out. If you're going to count, you count 1, 1. So breathe in 1, breathe out 1. 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5. So you count to 5, and then you start over again. 1, 1, 2, 2, all the way to 6. And then you start over 1, 1, 2, 2, all the way to 7, then to 8, then to 9, then to 10. All right? And if you lose track, if you get distracted by your thoughts while you're breathing and counting your breathing, if you get distracted, just start over again. And don't beat yourself up over it. Don't get mad at yourself for starting over. Just start over. Be nice to yourself. So this practice is a way for us to be loving and kind to ourselves, to actually see what's going on inside us, and to create inner peace, to create peace where we can only create it, which is in ourselves. All right? So let's begin the breathing practice, okay? Hi. So close your eyes and go ahead. Breathe in. Oh, hey, Alexa, set timer for 2 minutes. So we're going to breathe in, breathe out, okay? Alexa, stop. How'd you do? How was your breathing? All right, so I didn't get too distracted this time. I actually kept count. I did this for 15 minutes before this live video. I did that breathing and I lost count so many times. But this time I kept count. I got to 7, I think almost to 7. So the breathing practice is mindfulness, just focusing on your breathing. And I find it extremely effective. I've been focusing on my breathing now when I drive, when I cook, when I clean, when I notice that when I'm doing everyday activities, I have so many thoughts come in my head, right? That have nothing to do with driving or cooking or anything. They just random thoughts. Maybe I'm planning something. Maybe I'm just thinking about the past or something that just happened. Maybe just so many. Maybe I'm imagining stuff. Maybe, and then I realize I'm thinking about these thoughts and I come back to my breathing while I'm cooking or driving so I can focus on cooking or driving. And I think it's really important, especially when driving, right? And cooking, you can cut yourself, you could get in an accident in a car, right? There's a lot of things going on there. Okay, so let's do our next step of the practice. Oh, and I just want to say thank you so much to the monks who are marching and giving all these talks and teaching us all these practices. I really love this peace practice. It's changed my life a lot already. I feel happier doing things like cleaning, cooking, driving. These are major activities, obviously, that I do. I feel better doing my financials, my investing for passive income. I feel better blogging. It helps with me becoming less reactive to other people. When Jordan, my son is 12, when Jordan does things like, he took my mouse the other day and he wanted to experiment with it. He went to a wall and he wanted to see if it would work from far away, and it stopped working. And I would usually get irritated by that, because I was on my computer and he took my mouse, but I didn't. He was like, oh, I'll fix it. And I was actually on the phone with my husband's aunt trying to help her send money through Zelle, and she was having a really hard time. And so I was talking to her, and by the time I was done, Jordan had fixed it. The mouse was working, and I didn't get angry, didn't get irritated, and I was very calm and peaceful, and so was he, and life was good, and no one got upset. It was amazing. And normally what would happen if my son took my mouse, made it not work, and I was in the middle, I probably would get irritated. I would have said, stop it, what are you doing? Something like that, right? And then he probably would have gotten upset at himself, and then he probably would have cried, and then I probably would have said, I'm sorry, I don't mean to be mean, but don't touch my mouse, blah, blah, blah. I would have tried to explain myself, and then he would probably stop crying eventually, and then I would feel a little bad for making him cry, and he would feel a little bad for doing something wrong, and it would take probably a half an hour of our time just because of one mouse not working. But instead of that, I stayed calm and peaceful, and 0 time was wasted. That's how amazing this peace practice has been. It saved me so much time and emotional anguish already. And that was on day 6 of the challenge. So if you're interested in changing your life and making yourself happier and more peaceful and avoiding conflicts that you really don't need at all, and having a more peaceful home life and just feeling better, like feeling happier, like everything is easier and nicer and just more joyful, then I recommend it. Join the Peace Challenge. Just do the practice. I just did it. Didn't take that long, right? Less than 10 minutes to do it every day. Okay, if you want to keep accountable, just jump on with me. I'm live every day at 5 a.m. and 10 a.m. Eastern. 5 a.m. Hawaii time, 10 a.m. Eastern. I'm live every day doing this challenge for 64 days because that's how important it is. It just feels good. And I wanted to do the monks who are saying these things. He's like, do the practice, otherwise you're wasting your time. So I was like, okay, I'm committing. I'm doing this practice. Okay, so let's begin with our affirmations and then do our visualization. All right, so like I said, go to yesfinanciallyfree.com, and I go to Map to Freedom. Map to Freedom is great. It shows you how to become financially free on this blog, all right? And there's 5 different maps, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then if you go to map number 5, I call it Do It Yourself. All right, you can come here, learn how to become financially free for free. Just read all these different blogs that pertain to you and follow the steps, and you can become financially free. 643 affirmations for financial freedom, wealth, abundance, money, and prosperity. So this is the blog that we're going to look at and get our affirmations from, and just repeat after me. All right, we're going to make a new commercial in your head, a new thought process right now. I now declare that all my debts, mortgages, and notes are paid in full, canceled, or dissolved. I now declare that all my debts, mortgages, and notes are paid in full, canceled, or dissolved. For selling property, okay, you can speak to your property. Okay, so they say, property, listen to me. I am talking to you. You are going to be blessing. You're going to be a blessing to someone. I call you sold. All right. Property, listen to me. I am talking to you. You are going to be a blessing to someone. I call you sold. All right. That's if you're selling property. If you're buying property, I call those things that be not as though they were. I now call in the property that fits my needs and desires and will be a blessing to me. That's kind of long. Yeah. Let's repeat after me. I call those things that be not as though they were. I now call in the property that fits my needs and desires and will be a blessing to me. I call you to me now. I call you to me now. I declare that God's highest and best to be done in this matter, and the angels are now working on my behalf. Okay, say it again. I declare that God's highest and best to be done in this matter, and the angels are now working on my behalf. And then they say, once you get this home, thank the angels for helping you get it. All right, let's do one more. I bind every force that has set itself against my financial prosperity. I bind every force that has set itself against my financial prosperity. I now loose the abundance of God, and all that rightfully belongs to me now comes to me under the grace in a perfect way. I now loose the abundance of God, and all that rightfully belongs to me now comes to me under grace in a perfect way. All right, so there are affirmations here with God in them. There's affirmations that don't have God in them, so you can do whichever ones you want. So today I'm showing you some of the ones with God in them, okay? I am filled with the knowledge of God's will in all wisdom and spiritual understanding. His will is my prosperity. I am filled with the knowledge of God's will in all wisdom and spiritual understanding. Her will is my prosperity. Might as well switch up the pronouns, yeah. Okay, the next one, for employment. I now dissolve and put aside all negative, limiting beliefs about where I will work and what kind of job is available to me. I now dissolve and put aside all negative, limiting beliefs about where I will work and what kind of job is available to me. So this is if you're looking for work, yeah. I open myself to all possibilities. I open myself to all of God's possibilities. I open myself to all of God's possibilities. I call for a perfect, satisfying, well-paying job to manifest in my life. I call for a perfect, satisfying, well-paying job to manifest in my life. I'm always in the right place at the right time. I am always in the right place at the right time. For the Spirit of God directs my steps. The Spirit of God directs my steps. All right, so we're done with that. Those are our affirmations. We're going to do our financial freedom visualization. So how do you do that? Put your left hand on your heart, right hand over. Breathe in and out through your heart space. See if you can feel your heartbeat, and breathe in and out gratitude, the feeling of gratitude. I'm so grateful you're on this live with me. I'm so grateful for YouTube. I'm so grateful to be alive. I'm so grateful to be alive and healthy and strong and able, and I'm so happy that I have a son. He's 12 and he's growing and he's wonderful, and I'm glad that my mom is here and she's getting healthier and stronger, and I'm so grateful that my dad is so healthy. Grateful for Lolo, and that he's doing okay where he is, and we're going to see him again soon. Grateful for the monks who are marching from Fort Worth, Texas to Washington, D.C. now on day 106 of their walk. Thank you for walking. Okay, now imagine yourself financially free. What does it look like? What are you doing? What is your life like when you're financially free? Take this time now for yourself to enjoy a vision of yourself where you don't have to work for money anymore. Instead, you're working because you want to work, because it's something you want to do. You're working or not working. Maybe you're resting. Maybe you have your own project. Maybe you're creating your own walk for peace. Maybe you're with your family and just having a nice time, playing ball, going to a playground, or just the beach, just playing games indoors while it's raining outside. All right, we're done with our visualization. Thank you so much for being on the live today. If you want to learn more about me, or you want to work with me personally to create financial freedom in your life, then go to yesfinanciallyfree.com and go to the products page, and there are various different services. The first one, Finance Freedom Mastermind. You get 1 year of coaching. Every month you get a personal one-on-one with me where I help you chart your financials, which is important to create financial freedom. You need to know your net worth, your cash flow. You need to understand, you need to create a financial freedom account to create passive income, right? You need to generate passive income, because the only way to become financially free is to have your passive income be larger than your expenses, yeah? We get weekly mastermind session where you learn the skills to become financially free. I'll give you a Zoom invite for that. Zoom invite. You'll be invited to that every week. And there's a weekly Q&A session on Zoom as well on Mondays at 6 a.m. Hawaii time, which is 11 a.m. Eastern time. Yeah? And then that is all included, $5,000 for an entire year. This is the most comprehensive package I have for financial freedom. It's a really good deal, $5,000, my goodness. Anyways, you can check out all that. There's more products. They range from, well, the blog is free, right? It has a lot of lessons for free. Yesfinanciallyfree.com. But there's also $7 7-day finance freedom challenge, where you learn how to make 2 streams of passive income in 7 days and create a goal for when you want to be financially free. And on. So there's a range of, so you can check it out. Thanks for being on the live. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thanks for all the likes you guys have been giving me. I really appreciate it. I will be here again tomorrow live, same time every day for 64 days for the 64-day peace challenge inspired by the monks who are now on day 106 of their walk. So grateful for them, and these talks they give are so good. I just really enjoy them, and I enjoy the practice. And I remember he said, I think it was yesterday, I'm not sure, but he said an hour before bed, do this breathing exercise that I did earlier with you, yeah? The mindfulness breathing. And he said, don't bring your phone, turn your phone off. I know you want to check on how we're doing, the monks, and where we are, but don't do it. Do it tomorrow, don't look at your phone, and just take an hour for yourself. Be loving and kind to yourself, and do the mindfulness meditation for yourself an hour before bed. So this is my next challenge. I've been doing it in the morning for at least 15 minutes every morning. So now I'm going to see if I can do it for an hour before I go to bed. I've been doing it before I go to bed, but not for a whole hour. Like maybe for 10 minutes, maybe 20 minutes max, maybe sometimes 1-2 minutes, and then I fall asleep so fast because I'm so tired. But I'm creating this challenge for myself to do it tonight. So I'll check in with you guys tomorrow and see how I did. Anyway, have a great day. Aloha. Thank you. I'll see you again tomorrow, guys.